jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat
WCS back on the boulevard once again, man. Good morning, everyone. Friday, that's what we're talking about, man. It's the weekend on deck for another one. Shout out to the supporters, man. Those individuals who support the channel all the time, man. Appreciate you. One love to y'all. Continue to do so. Pass the word. It's always a goal to get the subscribers up, of course. That's what we do it. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to donate to the channel, then the Cash App is up there. You know, WC Sports. It's totally up to you. First in the building, man. Captain Chaos on deck, man. Shit, Captain Chaos over here, goddamn, on the hunt yesterday, man. Hey, by the way, those individuals that was whining about it, you know, debates like that go on all the time. So don't get in your feelings because you're not used to it, or you know, it seems like it was, you know, pretentious. All that happened just off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, debates happen like that sometimes. You get people on the panel and they don't vibe with one another. Chemistry ain't there when it comes to boxing talk. It can turn into a freaking debate, and that's what happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody shouldn't be saying shit to me because I barely even have open panels. So if they decide to turn up, I still could say it was light. You know, like it wasn't a whole lot of obscenities being dropped or none of that shit. But the topic today, man, Big Blunts and boxing in the building. What's good with it? Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Showtime Shot on deck, man. Team Tuck in the building. Salute to y'all, man. He said that shit was hilarious. Chaos called a body. Hey, man, Chaos was on the hunt yesterday, man. He was on the hunt, dog. And all love and over war, verbal sparring. No doubt. I don't know what Blunts was talking about. I don't orchestrate stuff like that. I don't orchestrate behind the scenes stuff and this, that, and the other. I don't do that, man. We know Combat ain't have to do nothing with that, dog. I was talking my shit. That shit was pure gold entertainment. Yeah, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that. That's just, it boiled up quick. The temperature, you know what I'm saying? The hot grease start to cook, you know, popping shit. And then, hey, people went at it. That's what happens sometimes, man. Salute WCS. Chaos was in his bag. He was, man. You know what I'm saying? He was. He came over here. When he clicked the link, I said, uh-oh. And I'm still going to be on record as saying Chaos don't click the link unless there's a motive to. I'm just saying, dog. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm spot on with this. I mean, unless he has a motive or reason to click the link, he don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So he had to have motive on top of being motivated. Now, I was just saying, you know how people be making up, oh man, you done made a video on somebody else for doing the exact same thing you doing. Now, I don't do that, bro. I don't do that. It happened. It was fire. You know what I'm saying? The grease was hot up in the panel, man. There's nothing more I can say about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit went on for maybe like 45 minutes. Damn near. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mind. I mean, a lot of it was on boxing. Some of it was on some shot taking. You know what I'm saying? Some target practice here and there, verbal jousting and stuff like that goes on the YTC. Nothing really major, you know what I'm saying? Getting out of control. Else I would have said, hey, we good. So you're looking at the thumbnail, man. It's a big debate. Huge debate, man. This is the debate like none other. A fresh debate, because I say this because they always talking about how numbers don't lie. But in this debate right here, numbers are attempting to befriend people's, thought process when it comes to making a competent decision on who's the best lightweight in boxing. Now, when I say that about numbers, you look at somebody with the amount of titles Devin Haney has, and you're saying to yourself, well, it's easy. It's a no-brainer. He's the undisputed. He's the best lightweight in the game. And then I'm going off conversations I had, in these groups and how people talk. He has all the belts. He's the best lightweight in the sport. And then you have individuals that are adamant on the other side. They say, well, Gervonta, he has more divisions than Tank. You know what I'm saying? He has more divisions than Tank. He's a 3-weight world champion. You know what I'm saying? He's been to the lower divisions, lightweight division, and a higher division. So when you talk about numbers don't lie, and this debate is going to carry on forever and a day, because this is going to turn into, I'm forecasting this, right? I think this right here is going to turn into something that's going to go on for the next 2 years. The reason being, it sounds good for people to talk about it the way they do, man. Like, they can get vicious with talking about this particular debate, because you got the heavy Devin Haney fans and you got the heavy Gervonta Davis fans. Gervonta Davis fans, man, they coming with a different type of energy. I'm telling you, because they feel like, what Gervonta Davis is doing right now, how he's moving, him being on pay-per-view, people want to come to the damn arena and see him put somebody in the stretcher, internal to the ambulance. They want to see somebody stretched out, man. They want to see somebody stumbling down the steps to make it back to the dressing room, walking with their papa. That's the way they feel. So let's go and take a gander, right? Let's take a gander at the box recs, man, because it's a little bit, it's a little bit puzzling. You got Gervonta Davis, right? 27 victories and 0 defeats, 25 knockouts, man. He has a total of 27 bouts. He has not lost. His KO percentage is 92.59%. He is indeed a southpaw. Height is 5'5.5", 67.5-inch reach. Be more zone killer. Gervonta Davis. Then you have Devin Haney. His record sitting at 29 victories in, 0 defeats, 15 knockouts. Total 29 bouts. KO percentage is 51.72%. Significant difference from Gervonta. He fight orthodox. Gervonta Davis is 28 years old, and Devin Haney is 24 years old. Just a window of 4 years in these two. His height is 5'8", with a reach of 71 inches. Now when you want to talk about the rounds, Gervonta has put in 114 rounds. All right. Devin Haney has put in a total of 186 rounds. People looking at this, they really care to define the box rec, dumbing it down this much to the point where it'll affect their decision on who's the best lightweight in the business. That's just paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Line for line. Statistics. That's good for conversation. All right. Devin Haney came in the sport December 2015. Gervonta came in April 2013. So there's a couple years difference in that perspective. And also not to forget Devin's from, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. So why do the numbers ruffle people the wrong way? It should be perfectly clear from what we just witnessed. You know what I'm saying? From what we just witnessed. I would say Devin Haney's last 5 professional fights, or the only fights that we can have for conversation out of the 29 victories that he have on his resume. Those names will be Yorkis Gamboa, Jorge Linares, Jojo Diaz, George Kambosos Jr. twice. All right? Those last 5 fights are very, very important to his resume. Why? Because, you look at it and it seems like that's where he began to level up and fight some common opponents, such as Gamboa, that we already know the history of. You know what I'm saying? Jorge Linares, Jojo Diaz, and George Kambosos, who beat Teofimo Lopez, who beat Lomachenko. Okay? That in itself, when you look at how top heavy that is, going over there in Australia and beating George Kambosos, that's bragging rights, man. That's just like, hey, I did what I had to do. Under the circumstance, the monetary freaking reward wasn't what I wanted it to be. It was damn near for pennies. The risk far exceeded what I was compensated for that fight. You feel me? So you have to commend Devin Haney for going over there completing the Aussie double. You have to commend him for that. Then you got B-more than El Chin Checker himself, man. Gervonta Davis, right? What he's been able to do, coming off that win, where everybody remembers. When he won the IBF title. He stopped Jose Pedraza in round 7. He went on to defend it until losing it on the scale to Francisco Fonseca. Davis was stripped of the title for missing weight. Then his very next fight, y'all, they gave Gervonta Davis another title shot with Jesus Cellular. And he ended up stopping Cellular in 3 rounds. Picked up another belt, right? And this is at 130 pounds. Super featherweight division. He would go on defend the belt. The last time was Ricardo Nunez at the Royal Farms Arena, Baltimore. He stopped this man brutally in 2 rounds. Also on that card was Yorkis Gamboa in the co-main event, which this was to pretty much set up their next fight with Gervonta moving up the lightweight division for the first time. And also Yorkis Gamboa. So his next fight will be down here in the A between Gamboa and Davis. He went in there and stopped him in the 12th round. Very, very good fight. But in between time, Gamboa was down in round 2, round 8, and round 12. Moving on, you're about to see some, kind of legendary shit here. Where the numbers are gonna, get you all nice and warm and shit. You starting to think to yourself like, damn, okay, I see where people coming from a little bit. So you go up, you go up to 135 for one fight. And people are already talking and criticizing you. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Gervonta is unprofessional. He lost his title on the scale. And that was a couple of years ago. Now he's up here at 35. People still talking about it. But he goes in there and get the job done against Gamboa. He makes weight. That's at a higher weight. Gervonta decides to go back down in weight. He decides to go back down in weight. They say, oh man, is he going to be able to make weight? Oh my goodness, what's going on? So he drops it down to 130. And go out there and brutally, damn near decapitates Leo Santa Cruz in the 6th round. Damn near decapitate. One of the most brutal knockouts that you'll see I was there in person to witness it. Bodies hit the floor. So he goes from 130, you know what I'm saying, all the way past 35 up to 140 to fight Mario Barrios in the A for his first time at 140. Let me rephrase that again. This dude went from 130, knocking out Leo Santa Cruz, past 135, up to 140 to stop Mario Barrios. No, hold up. He went from 130 past 35 and went to 140 pounds, which is considered the junior welterweight division or super lightweight division. To me, that is considered some legendary bookmarks in your career, because not everybody is willing to go up 2 divisions straight from, that division all the way past 1 up to the next. Adrian Broner did it too. Believe it or not, he went from 35 to 47. He did. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Roberto Duran did it, I believe. It's plenty of people that take that route. They might drop back down a little bit, but Mikey Garcia, he went up 35 to 47. But in this case with Gervonta, how it was so special is that was his first time at 40. For Mikey Garcia, he had been to 40 and dropped back down to 35. But Gervonta had never visited 140 before, but he had visited 135. But I still give him credit for coming up from 130 all the way to 140, because he just skipped over the division where he had won a belt and went to see Mario Barrios, bro. So he goes up here and stops Mario Barrios, and then he goes back to 135. Isaac Cruz in the building, goes the distance, starches Rolando Romero in 6 rounds, and now he has Hector Luis Garcia, who is undefeated and coming off his most notable win, Roger Gutierrez, and of course before that, the one and only Chris Colbert. So now he's set to face Hector Luis Garcia in January. Now it brings us to the biggest stage that's going to pretty much fill the conversation in the YTC, and that is the Devin Haney Gervonta Davis saga. I mean, it's gonna be carried forward for quite some time. On when you look at the numbers of their resume, who do you see as being the better lightweight? Are you accrediting Devin Haney off the titles, which is very, very valid points when you're talking about the title holders in the division, and how many titles are they holding? Is that enough just strictly off what he was able to accomplish? And then they're going to tell you straight up in the debate, well, Gervonta Davis never did what Devin Haney did. Haney did it. Who has Gervonta Davis defeated that has beat somebody on a pound-for-pound list, like Teofimo was able to do, and then lose those belts to George Kambosos? They're going to factor in all these variables when it comes to debate, all these talking points, all these layers. They're going to peel them back, bro, and they're going to weigh them into the numbers game. He has all the belts. Conversation over. Nope. It's just not that simple. It can't be conversation over just off the belts alone. Because from what I'm finding out, people are saying that it's not just a shut case just because Devin has the belts. They're looking over here at Gervonta, who has 3 weights to his credentials, you know what I'm saying, to his resume. And this man has never really came close to becoming undisputed. But we're finding out with boxing, it's all about the popularity and the numbers to bring the butts to the seats. And Gervonta Davis far exceeds Devin Haney when it comes to that. He put butts in the seats. They want to come see the El Chinchecker himself, the power. You know what I'm saying? That savage Gervonta Davis. They want to see him, so people come out and watch him. on pay-per-view. So you take the pay-per-view structure, and then you blend that into Tank's credentials along with his divisions. And then, you got to add in the titles that he's won at each division. So you have divisions versus the belts in a single division. Quantity, quality. Which one do you give the cues to? Which one of these fighters? Do you give the quantity to Devin Haney, or do you give the quantity to Gervonta Davis? Devin has the belts in a single division, but Gervonta Davis has the divisions. Not only he has the divisions, but he has the pay-per-view model. He has pay-per-view behind him. He has those numbers too. So there's a lot of quantities going on with Gervonta Davis. And there's also a lot of quantity going on with Devin Haney. But it pretty much spikes just a little bit downward. It's a little bit of declivity in that when it comes to Devin Haney to the eyes of certain people, because he's not that guy that's a pay-per-view fighter like that. And they always want to say that Devin don't put butts in the seats. He's not a ticket seller like that. He's not entertaining to watch. And being that boxing is a business, which one of these fighters can bring more butts to the seats? Man, they'll tell you automatically Gervonta Davis. Hands down, point blank. It's no debate. It's no freaking debate, man. So that's when the Q and quality comes into play. In the eyes of the fans, who is more of a quality fighter at the end of the day? That the fans, the popularity. I'm going off conversation and debates I've been on, talking to people and stuff like that. We want to talk about the quality. The quality of opposition. Who can we compare to what? We really can't do resume comparisons. Because truth be told, debate is going to be this. Devin Haney scooped up majority of his titles of one single fighter. Though the quantity is good, they're going to debate the quality of opponent for which he retrieves those titles. Don't be mad at me. I'm breaking some shit down to you. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I'm just telling you something. I'm just explaining. They're going to come at you in that perspective, say, yeah, you scooped him up like from Kambosos all in one swoop, and he really wasn't proven. He just beat one major name in Teofimo Lopez, who they're going to continue to discredit, who potentially had a health problem. Would you consider that to be petty? Absolutely. Do the Haneys give a damn? They don't. Because right now they're undisputed where they want it to be, and that's where it's at. But when it comes to the quality of it, they're going to give partial credit to Devin Haney in that. But just partial credit. They're not going to give him full credit. They're going to give him partial credit. Why? Because he went over there with that same opponent that they consider just a marginal fighter. He went over there and beat him in his backyard easily twice. Okay? The rematch was a little bit different, but still, not too much of a gap there. Whereas Gervonta, he went from division to division and picked up straps from different fighters. It don't matter if he fought for the vacant or not. He fought individually for the titles. Especially he fought a reigning defending champion in Barrios at 140. So once again, we go to the quality of opponent, right? Leo Santa Cruz, multi-division champion. You know what I'm saying? Jose Pedraza was a reigning defending champion. People would kind of frown upon, he went in there against Jesus Cellular. You know what I'm saying? But you're talking about, was somebody reigning champion at the time, or was the title vacant? It all deals with quality. So him defending his title, then stepping up and fighting Gamboa. At that time, when Gervonta Davis fought Gamboa, he only had 2 losses. Is it considered quality? Yeah. He still has some Wall Street some appraising value to his name, that Gamboa. And he showed that when he went into the 12th round with Gervonta, and he finally was stopped. It's quality. Now, I added Gamboa on Gervonta Davis' last 5 opponents. I started with Gamboa all the way up to Kambosos, the rematch. Those was his last 5 fights. I felt the Gamboa, was still worthy. It wasn't the same Gamboa that fought Isaac Cruz recently. So, Devin went the distance with him. Okay. On the side of Gervonta, he stopped him in the 12th round. I know the time frames was different. Okay. We're not tripping off that. I'm just saying, as far as resume, accountability, when it deals with the quality, Yildiz Gamboa still had quality at that point in time with 2 losses when he stepped in there with Tank. And then Lil Santa Cruz, of course. And then moving up to fight Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz, and Rolando Romero. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people say that Rolando Romero was a quality opposition at 14-0. And I'm saying, well, if you take a Rolando Romero and put him on Devin Haney's resume, he ain't really fought nobody. But due to him being signed with Mayweather Promotions and talking all that shit, people are going to give him a much more praising value because he talked his way into a fight. And people thought he was doing well until the 6th round. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of favoritism going on there. And check this out. I'm explaining to you what that favoritism is. Rolando Romero can go in there and get stopped in the 6th round, right? And I don't know what it is, but Gervonta did what he was supposed to do. He gave us that highlight reel. He reminded the people, stop tripping. Don't think the power went anywhere. It's still here. Because they was kind of insinuating if a smaller guy like Isaac Cruz can go 12 rounds with you, then you can't knock out everything. It's overhyped. That's not the case. He knocked out a much bigger fighter than Rolando Romero. But if you go with the Devin Haney's resume with him and Jorge Linares, you're looking at Jorge Linares' losses, and all of them was via stoppages. But yet we have to factor in how good Devin Haney looked from the 1st round up to the round he was hit in the 10th. He truly dominated the fight. That was a quality type of performance and quality opponent. Even for Devin Haney's resume, Jorge Linares was a quality opponent. He came in there to fight. He fought the guy in the pocket. So when I'm configuring all this quantity and quality, I'm like, it gets a little shaky because some of these fighters got freaking multiple losses. And then some people say Jorge Linares, he's been, the way he lost is just incredible. But he still has, value to his name, especially stepping in there with a Devin Haney. For real, he has value to his name, bro. And then when Devin stepped in there with him, everybody who had beat Jorge Linares has stopped him. They had stopped him. But when Haney went in there and fought Linares, he went the distance with him. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a guy who's been stopped 6 times. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm going to tell you how crazy the quality is in what I'm speaking about. I criticized Zaire Abdullayev on Devin Haney's record before he stepped in there with Jorge Linares. And, it irritated Bill and whoever else that was a part of that. I was just telling you what I thought. Fredo Santiago, all that shit. And Abdullayev was a part of the freaking interim title bout or whatever. But Jorge Linares, out of the 7 losses that he has, man, 6 of them are via knockout or stoppages. The only one that didn't stop him was Devin Haney. So does that go into the quality of a petty ass debate? Yeah, it does, man. It does. You have to consider that. You have to consider it. He was stopped by Juan Zambrano. This him being Jorge Linares. He was stopped by Antonio DeMarco, Sergio Thompson. Then he goes on a winning streak, right? 2018, he's stopped by Vasil Lomachenko in the 10th round. That's after him having a bright moment and dropping Lomachenko in the 6th round. Sat his ass down like a little baby. Then he fought Abner Cotto and go in there and get stopped against Pablo Cano in January 2019. He gets this fight with Devin Haney, and it was a damn good fight. It was very entertaining. But people was looking for Devin Haney to prove something more than probably what Haney was looking for. Haney was going in there, in my opinion, to have a superb performance. Others was going in there to see him add to the stoppages that Linares has already been a part of. Not only that, that Linares fight proved to a lot of people, and to myself, I'm speaking for myself, that Team Haney's camp was absolutely listening to the people. They was listening to what they were saying. You know, the criticism that he got, you know what I'm saying, for being a boring fighter, not taking risk, playing it safe, you know? And another weird part, I'm just going off my imagination as a debater, my recall and shit. You know, I go back to Zario Abdullayev, right? And Devin stopped this man in 4 rounds. So Devin stopped Zario Abdullayev in 4 rounds, but yet go in there with Jorge Linares and goes the distance. Jorge Linares turns around and faces Zario Abdullayev and gets stopped, dog. That's petty crumbs for a debate. You feel me? He stops Jorge Linares in the 12th round. Devin went 12 to the final bell. Never dropped Jorge Linares. Linares clipped him and had Devin on wobbly legs in the 10th, but up to that point, Devin dominated. Abdullayev had dropped Jorge Linares a couple of times in that fight before he stopped him in the 12th. You see how weird people are gonna be when they start talking about who's the more this. They're gonna have people taking out those damn shovels and digging for shit. They need content. They need material. They need some weights to make their debate. They're gonna dig into your resume. And lo and behold, you know, Zario Abdullayev, who was stopped in round 4, now all of a sudden he gets praise, especially if it's a Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney debate. Because I know people are going to use this material. They're not going to give me credit for it, but I know they are. You take Abdullayev being stopped by Haney but goes on to stop Linares, a fighter that Devin Haney went to the final bell with after being clipped. But Abdullayev stops him in the final round? How does that work again? And look, this is going to freak you out even more with that shit. With Abdullayev. That was after. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney had fought him. That was after Devin Haney had fought Abdullayev and Linares. After, bro. Styles make fights, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. The Exo Factory, what's good? SB90 on deck. Salute to you. Riddle me this. The champion make the belt. The belt doesn't make the champion. Hey, I feel you. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease in the building. What's good, Gumbo, with it? Friday on deck, man. He said, salute WCS and family. The live last night was Hot Grease. Yes, it was, man. It was hot grease, man. They was just throwing that motherfucker everywhere. 1st degree burns. People was getting sizzled. You know what I'm saying? People were getting sizzled. And then somehow, what they do? I can't sit up here and say how the communication went, but somehow an advocate came out here and tried to protect or defend what had just happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like. I don't want no, look, after I get from a debate, I don't want nobody come back over there on the same night. Yeah, I just came over here because, you know, I heard somebody call a body and you got bodied. No, I don't want that. I don't want that, man. Leave it alone. King Mitch, come back. What up with it? I don't want that. I don't want nobody coming over here on my behalf and trying to further freaking drive the tip of the blade in and act like, okay, now it boils into you getting external help to damn, research because somebody might be a better debater, a better shit talker. I would have said, nah, man. I would have showed up on the panel. No, I don't need that, bro. What are you doing? Mitch say, no fighter can say they're the best at lightweight while Haney is undisputed in the division. Even Shakur said it himself. Devin is number one right now. This is much deeper than what Shakur Stevenson said and what's on paper. I'm speaking more so on a situation that is in the cultivating stages, that people are gonna start talking about Devin Haney fighting somebody. And I know a lot of people want to see Devin Haney fight Gervonta Davis. This debate is going to start picking up steam. Real talk. Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, it's going to start picking up steam. I'm speaking from a debate podium rather than just in the crowd having sidebar conversations. I'm speaking in the sense, what are people going to look at when they're debating about who's the best in the lightweight division? We're not going strictly off what we see and what we know. What I mean by that, we already know who's who. We know who has the more divisions in the light. We know who has the most belts in the lightweight division. We know that already. We're going and digging down into the wickets and trying to just put variables out there on the way people are gonna, dig and break this down and, itemize it, continue to break it down, scrutinize the fuck out of it, and then come back with all these comparison, these different parallel lines and, these juxtaposed theories. They're going to come up with all of this when these debates start popping off about Devin Haney and Gervonta. I just thought I'd bring in some of them. I'll bring up some of them to the surface. That's all. Before it happens. I know what you're talking about, Mitch. Real talk. I understand where you're coming from. And I've been on record to say, hey, Devin Haney, when we're just looking at the basics, belts, he is the number one lightweight. But this is not the simplistic form of what I'm speaking about. I'm correlating everything that deals with the business of boxing and how people always want to talk about, well, so-and-so don't sell. I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about what we see and it's just so easy for us to say, okay, yeah, he has all the belts. No. This is a more advanced scrutiny or optic that we're going to zoom in on that has to consolidate a lot more variables to who's the number one lightweight in the boxing when the people are looking at it. There's a lot more complexity that goes into this past the belts. You got a single division versus multiple divisions. You have a single division that's undisputed, and you have, on Gervonta's side, he haven't unified a division for undisputed at all, but he has multiple divisions. You have a non-pay-per-view fighter and Devin Haney, so to speak, on a consistent basis. Then you have Gervonta Davis. You have the popularity being heavy in Gervonta Davis' favor, not so much Devin Haney. You have favor that's being shown to Gervonta Davis in a way that he's putting butts in the seats and people want to come see him fight, vice what certain people are saying about Devin Haney, he being a boring fighter and stuff like that. I'm just telling you from an example, observation, my assessment. So don't sit up here and take this shit personal. So I'm just trying to peel back a bit more pages for information on when it comes to the boxing business aspect of it, who's the number one fighter. I'm talking about everything encompassing. Who is the number one lightweight when you encompass everything? And I'm not even going deep into it because I just don't have enough time for it. But boxing is a business. One conversation I hear that Gervonta makes more money on the pay-per-view scale. And then I hear Gervonta Davis makes more money. Devin Haney makes more money. You know, you have people with these spitting out these numbers, and they'll give you these different damn quotes and all that. And then you look at somebody who totally stands on Devin Haney winning these belts and what he had to go through to get them. They give him super high praise, man. And he has every right to be reigning on that throne in the lightweight division as the man. It's no option in there, man. It's no optimism. He earned the shit. Not only did he earn them, he earned them in somebody else's backyard twice. So people look at that and put that on the number scale. I say, God damn, that's high. I don't know if Gervonta will ever be able to get as high as that accomplishment in a single division. But being that, Haney does have his share of haters. Both fighters has their share of haters, but when it comes to comparison to somebody with Tank, people gonna, in my opinion, Devin Haney has more haters than Gervonta Davis. When you look at Gervonta Davis, though, people know him with the TNT, the dynamite, highlight reels. That's what he's going to give you. Backflip off the top rope. He's much more of an exciting fighter to a lot of people. They're very anxious to see him step into the ring again. So now the popularity turns into putting butts in the seat. And then those turn into numbers that's definitely going to be a debatable topic any and every time you bring up these two fighters' name. They're going to say, what have Devin Haney did besides go in there and win belts with a contract that we all know he wasn't fairly compensated to the amount of money for the risk? And then you look at Gervonta Davis, him being on a pay-per-view scale, him going in there, establishing himself as a pay-per-view fighter, giving the fans the results that they want. Majority of the time, it's always going to be a numbers game with these two. You're going to have a lot of people that appreciate the fact that Devin Haney earned those straps the right way. No ifs, ands, or buts. The roughest possible way you can get them. Then they're going to bring in the fact that the only reason he got the title fight was because of the fallout with Lomachenko. They're going to dig into this shit. And the more they dig on Devin Haney's side, Gervonta Davis is going to shine a bit more brighter. Both of them have their levels. Gervonta Davis is going to shine a little bit brighter when they start talking about Devin Haney's situation. How he got the titles, how he looked. People are mad because he threw hundreds of jabs, which is a part of boxing. I don't know why they truly ignore the sweet science when it comes to Devin, but he does implement a lot of the sweet science techniques to his boxing game, and people get frustrated with it. But listen, it's a part of boxing. If the man was throwing palm strikes, then we can see slapping ass shots. We can see, but it's not the case. So they'll provide him the highlight for going over there twice, getting the job done, being able to get the fight, period, when Lomachenko shit fell out. They're going to try to say that Devin potentially didn't earn the shot initially. He got it by default. I'm WCS. I'm not going to take that route. I think that's extremely hating. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish to say some shit like that. It's going to be some people to say it, though. It's definitely going to be some people to say that, Teofimo Lopez didn't choose you. and freaking George Kambosos didn't choose you until he was left with no other option. So then he chose you, and you was able to damn shut his ass down and keep it moving, and the rest is history. But then you go over to Gervonta Davis' side of the building, where he's been doing all the negotiations and showing up, where his light is going to flicker a little bit is the titles for which he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And the opposition for which he's been fighting. That can be a negative on both sides of the spectrum with these fighters. But they're going to say, well, he fought this person at 130. He fought, whether they want to give Gamboa praise or not. You know what I'm saying? They want to give him praise before or after Devin Haney. It all depends. But Gervonta fought him first. You know, one person stopped him, one fighter didn't. They're always going to talk about his opponents, though. You know, are they anybody that we consider at the top in their division? Were they this? Were they that? I mean, they're going to criticize the shit out of Tank. They do it now for his opposition. They say he ain't fighting the best names. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. But, you know, Rolly, like I said earlier, Rolly Romero, he was a good talker. He was unproven. Seriously, he was unproven against a big name. But yet, him stepping in there just like Isaac Cruz did, people going to give Gervonta Davis praise for putting more light, shining more light on his opposition that really don't mean shit to the rest of the boxing world. Nobody really was looking for Isaac Cruz. They know he blasted through Diego Magnolino. Nobody was really looking for Isaac Cruz. They know he was a freaking a brawler, puncher type dude. They knew. Short guy. Load up on a lot of punches. Give you that energy and gas you're looking for. When he went in there and went to This Is With Tank, man, that changed his whole freaking wattage, man, the way people view him. Like, people was tuned in to Isaac Cruz. Then Rolly Romero comes on the scene talking about he's going to knock out Tank in one round. He's much bigger, much stronger. He hits harder. He even got more clout off of Gervonta Davis. All because he went into the 6th round with him after failing to meet his prediction, his manifesto. His manifesto, he was going to stop Gervonta Davis in the 1st round, and Rolly Romero failed to do that. But they didn't hold him accountable. They didn't hold Rolly Romero accountable. They know damn well nothing Rolly did in his career equals up to fighting Gervonta Davis. But he got the fight. He got stopped. But somehow, just because you was in there with Gervonta Davis, people give him more credit now. Oh, man, we love you for stepping up, taking that risk with Gervonta. We love you. Man, keep doing what you thing. Even Rolly said it himself. He said, pretty much, people love me more after being knocked out by Gervonta Davis. If that was the case with Devin Haney, it'll be cool, but nobody's going to say that about Devin Haney right now because, you know, like I was in the debate the other day, people say he had a shoulder injury and pretty much he ain't been stopping dudes no more. He's just been boxing. He don't have this, that, and the other. But, you know, people always said the same thing about him, that he didn't have but only so much power, and then, you know, his chin was questionable. But I extracted chin because Jorge Linares did catch him clean. And if it's 3 minutes in a round, I can't sit up here and say, well, looking back in hindsight, if he would have had. No, 3 minutes per round, it happened the way it did, and he survived. He walked back. He was on unsteady legs. He walked back and made it to the corner. But he did get caught. He didn't hit the canvas. Teofimo Lopez hit the canvas against George Kambosos. He hit the canvas, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you got to extract that. You have people just trying to compare feather hands to a feather chin. You can't do that with Haney. You can say he lacks power, but his chin is still holding up. You know, he took some power shots from Jojo Diaz. He didn't go down. You know what I'm saying? He took the hard shot from Jorge Linares, didn't go down. He took some shots from Kambosos, didn't go down. So I think right now that'll sound good according to, you know, how the tone of the debate is. Jen and say, hey, I could tell you though this, and this is what I don't like about Haney. And then they'll turn around to Gervonta Davis and say, I don't like this, and this about this guy. And what he did and how he carried his career. He ain't fought nobody. It's people here that's saying that Gervonta Davis ain't fought nobody when he's fought people. Gervonta Davis' resume is better than Devin Haney. Point blank, period. Point blank, period, bro. Point blank, period. His resume is better. Even though they have some common opponent. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that his resume is better. Now, how the debate going to play out in upcoming months, if the people start talking about this fantasy fight just like they did Crawford and Spence, it's going to be very, very long-standing, tiresome. I'm telling you, it's about to turn into a whirlwind, man. It's going to be the next topic that people could start to talk about over and over again because they want to make the fight. Shakur's name is going to come into the equation sooner or later, but he just got the 135. I really think at the end of the day, if somehow, some way they fight each other, it might be at a higher division. I know Haney and them has been on record saying they want to fight Teofimo Lopez at 140. But deep down inside, the history between these two with the sparring situation, who hurt who and all that, man, they got to fight, man. They got to fight. Whether it's 140 or 135, Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis would be a good fight. Rashid, what's good, man? Tank would knock Kambosos out so hard there would be no rematch. I have to agree with you, bro. I have to agree. He will sleep Kambosos. I have to agree. It wouldn't be no decision. It wouldn't be none of that. He would have put him to sleep just like he did Leo. He didn't send Leo to the upper room. He sent him to a whole nother planet. Tank is more established in his career, no doubt. No doubt. Boxing has no structure, therefore we will never know who truly the best. I like that. I like that because it basically underlines structure. And in so many words, that's what I was getting at, structure. Boxing has so many, like how people give you a grade as a fighter. It doesn't just stick to one particular format. It's all about who they like the most. Who's a better talker, who's a better articulator, you know, who can present the analytics better. That's what it is in this social media shit, especially when it comes to debates. Who can present the analytics in a way that is convincible to win a debate on that fighter? The structure is different because what you might give one fighter, then the debate may have you not giving the other fighter the same type of accolade when they rate it too. But the reason why there's bias because that debater or that presenter may be in favor of that other fighter. It's always like that. It's hard to see neutrality in debates on YouTube when it comes to these fighters. They'll highlight one fighter and say they're all this, that, and the other, and then their criticism for the other one is all opinionated, full of animosity and contentiousness. And that's all they want to be fueled off of. I don't like him because of what he did. I don't like him because he ain't professional. He lost his belt on the scale. You know what I'm saying? And then, they'll go to why they don't like Devin Haney. It's simply a fight I don't want to watch. Everybody's going to have it, bro. The structure's going to be different. They're going to present their talking points from that structure. They're going to try to break it down, massage it. It's all about who can present their talking points the best. It's not going to be no strict, blatant format. You're going to have to freehand this shit. Because it was that simple. People just say, it's like Mitch put out there. Shakur said that Devin was the number one. Yes, on paper, of course, with the belts, he's number one. But what did they do? This is why I'm not going strictly off what the paper. What did they do? It was a point in time where they had Gervonta Davis ahead of Devin Haney. How? And that brings me to the point I'm making now. How can they have Gervonta in front of Devin Haney? He has all the belts. Because they're going to look at everything what Gervonta has been able to accomplish, him being on pay-per-view and being a more exciting fighter. They include popularity into the business model of grading fighters. They just don't take, oh, yeah, he does have that belt. It's depending on who you are now. It's depending on how your name is spelled. I'm serious. You already know where I'm going with this. It depends on who you are, man, and how the people perceive you. Because truth be told, all the way through and through, it shouldn't be no question that the number one lightweight is Devin Haney. But then you have people injecting other variables into the debate. And that's when it bloviates into something crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's when that shit fulminates and it start bubbling over and it gives you the damn early stages of a volcano, dog. You see the shit. Bop, 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 bop. Little bubbles start popping up. But look, when we're talking about volcano, that shit, the temperature is already crazy. And that's what these two names are going to turn into. Gervonta bringing the fire. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much a clip that's out there when Blue gave his synopsis on who he think that could beat freaking Tank. And Tank said, you got one thing right, the last one, I can beat myself. That's what he believes. Tank believes he's the only one that can beat himself. That's going to be a part of the debate. People sit up here and say, well, you put Gervonta and Haney into the ring together. Say it with confidence. Tell the people with confidence, who do you believe will win? Now, listen, we'll just leave that question right. Who do you think will win out of the two? But if you ask them, who you think will win and why, then it just blows up into something incredible. Like, we're talking about fragmentation, bro. We're talking about injured bystanders. We're talking about Fast and the Furious, bro. We're talking about a whole nother bubble. We're talking about a whole nother type of energy of violence when it comes to the verbal disagreements. How will they win? And explain yourself. Why do you feel that way? That's when it becomes crazy. Because you know how they're coming from both sides. They know how they're coming. People are going to say when it comes to the pure boxer, it's going to be some people that damn praise and get a check mark to Devin Haney. Absolutely, no doubt about it. It's not saying that Gervonta Davis can't box. It's just when it comes to, the smoothness and being technically educated, astute in the boxing game with a sweet science. Some people will say that Devin Haney does more than pass the eye test. And then Gervonta Davis, he too know how to box. But they might look at it and say, well, it doesn't pass the eye test as much technically when it comes to Devin Haney. But I'm not saying this. I'm just talking about what I've heard people say. But yet, I say, well, Gervonta Davis, the way he boxes is quite different. His entire tactics in the ring is different. He sometimes plays with his food. You know what I'm saying? He sets his opponent up. Sometimes it's blatantly what he's doing. Just like how he set up Leo Santa Cruz. It was just so blatant, man. Like, it was just so blatantly what's to come. He was just giving you an open book. Oh, this was about to come, no doubt. I'm about to knock this guy out, man. I always ask myself, did Leo Santa Cruz understand what Gervonta Davis, the trap he was setting? Did he know? Or was he just trying to survive? And being how much of a predator Gervonta Davis is, does it just raise his level of viciousness, knowing what he's trying to do to somebody, and then to give them the final result as vicious as that, man? It was one of the most vicious. But I'm just saying, when it comes to the debate between these fighters, boy, it's going to get crazy. Just asking them who's going to win, okay, the conversation might be cut and dry. You ask me who I think who will win out of the two. Okay, cool. But when you put the why on it, first of all, who's the better fighter out of the two? Oh, my God. You're talking about damn near YTC Civil War. We just talked about it. The fighters just talked about it too. XO Factory in the building. What's good? Salute, OGWCS. I'm listening while you cook, bro. Y'all smash the like button. Appreciate that, XO. No doubt. Thank you, my brother. Dundada on deck. What's good, WCS? Salute to you, Dundada. Buckle Up Boxing on deck. Haney B. Linares lit the candle for Haney with me. I wish Tank had fought Linares by now at 135. Do you think you would get any clarity out of that? Being that, the man has 7 losses and 6 of those is via knockouts. And his last knockout came at the hands of a fighter who was stopped by Devin Haney in 4 rounds. You feel me? Like, do we really want to see Tank go in there just to have a common opponent? They're already a common opponent. Devin Haney, Zaru Abdullayev. Haney stopped him in 4, and then Abdullayev stopped freaking Linares. In the final round, dog. It's almost like an Aegis Kavalauskas type deal. I don't know, bro. Like, how are we supposed to look at that? Nobody was looking for Abdullayev. How do we give Linares that credit? Haney went the distance with him, but it's just these parallel universes, this shit that just, the stars align in a different way. I don't know how you even factor that in. Linares having a damn good fight with Devin, going the distance. I don't fucking know how that adds up. He stops Abdullayev in 4, distance with Linares, but Abdullayev faces Linares and he stops him in the 12th. So you had enough, I don't know, man. Like, you stepped in the ring with Haney and he just overwhelmed you, boom, get you up out of there. But yet you go in there with an opponent that gave Devin Haney a tough go, even clipped him in the 10th, but yet Abdullayev goes the distance, damn near, and stops him in the final round. How does that even work, man? How does that even fucking work? That's just like Carlos Ocampo being stopped in the first round at welterweight. And then we seeing this guy 54, Sebastian Fundora, stopping dudes. You know, the amount of damage that he did to Erickson Lubin. And to see Carlos Ocampo, who people just, including myself, people just always have something bad about his first round stoppage down in welterweight. He goes in there and goes the distance, bro. The distance with Sebastian Fundora. Makes sense, bro. How does this shit happen in boxing? And that's what I'm telling you. This debate is going to be crazy. It all depends on who's the topic of discussion. Because how can Abdullayev get stopped in 4, but yet go in there and close out Linares in the 12th when Devin went the distance with him? You know what I'm saying? Devin crushes Abdullayev, who goes in there and crushes Linares in the 12th round. But yet, he couldn't crush Linares? He couldn't crush Linares. But Abdullayev could? What happened? I don't know, man. It would be good if we seen some of these guys have rematches. But a lot of these fighters, man, in certain divisions, they're unwilling to rematch, man. So we really can't see if there's going to be any type of improvement. I'm talking about outside of what we've seen that was forced by Devin Haney. I'm talking about fighters who had a damn good fight the first time, and then they say, okay, let's do a rematch. You know what I'm saying? We won't see a Devin Haney-Linares rematch. There's no need to see a Gamboa rematch. But when you start increasing your level of competition, it would be good to see a rematch. Seriously. Lost all the boxing. What's good? Salute WCS. Smash the like. Appreciate you there, Q. Yeah, I dropped the link for you. I guess you had bounced already, man. I know you got your order and everything, so it's all good, man. The show was lit, man. The show was lit, man. It was bombs over WCS, bro. Real talk. Them motherfuckers coming in hot and happy. You know what I'm saying? Incoming. Boom. People can say they better than Devin, but Devin is one because he has the belts. But Devin didn't beat or clear out the division to do that. And see, that's what we're talking about. The layers of the debate. That's what I'm saying, man. That's where this topic is going to go. He didn't even say a lot. But what he's prefacing is going to bloviate this into, you know, further regions down the road. It's further going to expand the amount of space that people are going to hold up residents to debate this topic. The space is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. As much as they want to debate and bait, they're going to bring up shit like this. It might be small to you, but just like I said earlier, what did I say? He beat Kambosos, who had majority of the belts. Then the way Gervonta Davis picked up his championships from champion to champion. However he got it done. I'm just saying what the debate principles are gonna lead to. That's all. I'm not trying to create anything that's overly complicated. I'm just saying when it comes down to the debate, with who's the best lightweight, they're gonna use information like that. Did he clear out the division? He beat the man who beat the man. Then, like I said before, the bulb is gonna flicker for Gervonta. So if you're saying Devin Haney ain't, you know, he didn't clear out the division and you want to hold him accountable, what about holding Tank accountable? Did he clear out the division? Oh, no, that's different right there. That's different. How is different? How is it different then? You don't need to know how it's different. It's just different. The boy goddamn brings some motherfucking butts to the seats, goddammit. He get her done. Yeah, he does. He get her done. That Baltimore Savage, man, is just something else, man. He don't have to clear out division. He clear chins. You know what I'm saying? He clears checks. That's what they're going to say about you. I'm just saying. It's going to get wild, dog. It's gonna get wild out there. I'm serious. Anybody is able to say anything if they physically able to speak, but that shit has no merit while Haney is undisputed. It does, man, in this YTC, Mitch. It does have merit. What do you think a debate is? It's based off opinionated narratives, man. Subjective, objective, it don't matter, man. It does in this freaking realm right here, on this platform. If it's a debate, it's a debate, man. It's up to them to convince the listener of their opinions, and why should they consider their opinions to be more valid than that of the person they're debating or whoever's listening. They're not going to just sit up here. If boxing went off that system that you're talking about, the honor system, because that's what that is, Mitch. If boxing went off the honor system and say, yeah, you know, he has the belts, I salute him for that. Number one, point blank, cut and dry. If boxing was like that, we good. We good. If the promoters, the managers, and everybody went off that, yeah, so-and-so is in the ranking system, okay, they should get that next shot. Oh, so-and-so right here, get them the next shot. If the best was fighting the best, they'd be going off the honor system. That's the fight we should make. That's not the case, bro. It's far from that. It's far from that shit, bro. There's no way even close to the honor system. Just because he has the belts, that's what we're going to give him. We're going to show him the love because he has the belts. And we're talking about debating. We're talking about proving who's the best, who's the number one. And then you have to think about it. When somebody put BEST, the best, that's definitely going to take it off the rails. We might need to call for freaking perimeter security up in this bitch. Who's the best lightweight? Mine was the number one lightweight. But who's the best lightweight? That's going to take it to a whole nother level of debate. Because they're going to go strictly off what Gervonta brings to the table and what Devin brings to the table. That's just the way I see it, bro. Yes, that means Devin can get in the ring and prove it. Only person he proved he better than is Kambosos. He ain't fought Tank, Loma, T.O., Shakur, all the people that really mean something. You're right, man. Talk that talk, bro. You're right. That's what I'm saying. When it comes down to rapid fire, bro, debating, this is going to be a huge topic. And this is going to be something that freaking boils over like Crawford Spence. Shakur name's filtering in there, but we got to see which is which, man. Shakur haven't quite, anchored in yet to the boxing public to speak of him like that. He's trying, but Gervonta is there already. Devin is there. When it comes to people talking shit on who's the best and who's the number one lightweight, it's always going to be the Haney, Gervonta Davis effect going on right now. Shakur is right there, but it's going to be hard for him to split the edges and have people start to include him in every conversation when we talk about Haney, Gervonta. Right now, people can talk Haney, Davis in tandem for a boxing debate and keep it on that. Because Gervonta Davis pay-per-view structure, his divisions, his knockout, his popularity, boxing as a business, all this stuff that correlates with Davis, and the same with Devin Haney. It's just more so people say, okay, who's more better? Who do I want to see most? Who do I think's the best lightweight? That's a whole nother discussion, bro. Kambosos is the buster of the lightweight division. Sheet Buster Douglas had a better resume and more respect than Cambo. Hey, man, I came on here and I was the first one to start calling him Cambozo. And, man, it got to the point where I couldn't even call it, and, I wasn't even calling him Kambosos, man. Every time I mentioned his name, it was Camboso. And now that they ain't talking about him no more, it feels good because, goddamn it, I just always felt that's who he was, man. a type of individual that criticized T.O. for calling himself undisputed when Mauricio Suleiman was doing the same thing, identifying him as such. And then time he win, he go change his damn description on IG to undisputed. I got it. Backflip off the top rope like Rey Mysterio. You ain't lying, bro. Salute WCS, salute chat fam. Hit that like button like I did. No doubt. Shout out to Stickin' Boys Fishing Sports in the building, man. What it is. What's good? Cambosa's ass, T.O. fucked the bag up. He know it. Yeah, man, unfortunate. But T.O. get it back, man. You know his sponsorships. Got a Bud Light sponsor. Hey, man, it's only up. He keep on winning. He go ahead and look good. I'm not really getting on board, with the Devin Haney Tiafimo talks right now. That's one of those situations, right? I'll believe it when I see it. Seriously. It's a lot of animosity between them. It don't matter what their dads are talking about. We seen that shit at lightweight division. Nothing happened. And is it something going to happen at dang super lightweight? Man, it's not even up for discussion with me, man. Because you can't read T.O. like that. Devin does have more leverage now with all the belts. He can move up and have a championship fight. But yet, T.O. don't even have a championship belt at 140 yet. That'll be a good fight if they fighting for a championship. That's it. Why we want to see them fight for nothing? If people always, up here speculating that they should have fought at 135, then let's have them fight at 140 for a belt, a vacant belt. Facts, being more popular make you better, fanboys. Yes, sir. And we live in a social media society now that popularity is like a priority, bro. Like, just imagine in some workforces that's out here, and it's deal with social media communication, the algorithm, everything dealing with social media. Some people get paid based off the numbers that they get back from the content. They base off the content. It happens on YouTube, man. It happens out here with jobs in these sub corporations that's out here piggybacking off YouTube. Certain people get paid a certain amount of money more than their constituents based off popularity. Content creators that's basically putting out content for the brand. If your numbers is higher than the other person, they may, give you a pay increase, man. Just because they feel like you're more popular, you're bringing in more revenue to the company. Just like boxing. Who's the more popular fighter are Devin and Tank? It's a no-brainer. People are going to give you Tank Davis all day, every day, bro. The only way that Devin's going to be able to stop that is fight Tank and beat him. That's it. That's it, bro. It ain't no other way around it. Travis on deck. Salute to you, brother. I feel you, but I'm talking about a few years ago. Ill Status WJ, salute my brother. Shout out to Ill Status in the building, man. Tony Boswell on deck, man. Salute to you, Tony. Much respect at World Combat Sports in the chat. Stop there and show support and hit the like button. Says TB. Tony Boswell on deck, man. Be safe out there, man. Salute to you, always pulling up. It's Friday for everybody in the chat. Do your do. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the like button. That's it. That's it. Hit the like button for your brother. Teron say Tank never won a legitimate world title. Yeah. If you have to fight mandatories, brother, if you have to fight mandatories, it's a legitimate title. Okay? All right? Just like titles that you don't have to fight mandatories, legitimate titles. We have to call it for what it is in the sport of boxing, man. I know it's opinion. Look, Teron, That's your opinion. I get it, brother. What you believe in, but being that boxing has a different structure, it's not regulated. It's a lot of people eating off the damn fruit that is bared in this sport, right? Because they can freehand anything. So many people can eat from boxing in many different locations. And then every time you turn around, something new is being added or reconstructed right in front of your face. You say, that's not supposed to happen. But it does, because boxing is open-ended like that. It's open-ended. So when you hear Floyd Mayweather ranting and raving on Gervonta Davis fight week, and he say, see, I want to clean up the sport of boxing. There's too many belts out here in boxing. You got to understand, you have to blame something that's not even an entity. So how are you going to blame something that's not even an entity? Boxing is not one consolidated entity. It's not. There's no way that it can ever be that. They're talking about, what was this I just read on boxing? Maybe y'all can help me out. None. I'll wait till I get more research on it. But that's just the way it is, man. That's a legitimate title. It's a legitimate title, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I said all what I said about T.O. being undisputed, because look at the WBA. You look at their super title not having to face mandatories, but you look at the regular title holder and they have to face mandatories. Franchise, you don't have to face mandatories, but the WBC regular in that division, because it's not across the board, WBA is, but the WBC isn't. They have to fight mandatories. So here we go. We're dealing with boxing. We're dealing with boxing. It's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere. The structure is just so manipulated, man. And people come in here and put shit up in there. You don't know when it's placed. It's just all about, it can be in there so long to it rears ugly face, and you say, oh man, I didn't know boxing, that can go on in boxing. For real? You can do that in boxing? When did that happen? How can you take a fighter and put them in recess if they don't fall within the policy and guidelines to be placed on recess? That Manny Pacquiao. But they placed him on recess, even though he did not fit any of the guidelines per the ABA rules to be placed on recess as a champion. Tank is that guy. I still think Luke Campbell is the best win out of them all. I mean, when Luke Campbell fought Vasily Lomachenko, I thought he showed toughness, grit, no quit attitude. For real. I just think that was all out the window when he fought Ryan. He quit. How you gonna knock somebody down like on Ryan and get up and say, oh shit, I go from being the honey badger to a brand new, freshly birthed fawn. Oh, what is this life I see? And then just let him come over there and hit you with a left hook to the body. Stop it. Man, come on. People don't think these fighters be getting the orders and they know how to move around. Man, they're boxers. Some of these boxers, man, they be getting the orders, man, for real. How can you go, life and limb with Lomachenko and get dropped, get back up, and fight on to finish the fight? But yet, with Ryan Garcia, you just back up against the ropes. You know what I'm saying? You put in some rounds, but you're boxers, right? They move around for some rounds, and then you just let him touch you to the body. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But here go the link. I'm dropping the link in there, man. It's Friday, so I'm gonna get it. Like nobody don't click it like in 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? In 3 minutes, then I'll definitely be back on here later. But y'all stay tuned to this. The biggest debate: who number one lightweight? Tank or Devin? Numbers game remember those numbers are not just based off the amount of belts they got now. It's not just based off the resume. It's based on the correlation of a lot of shit that as a presenter in a debate, you're going to have to figure out what numbers you want to fuck with. And that's going to be all of them. From the belts to the damn resume, the wins and, the wins that they got, the opponents that they don't face internal to the resume, their divisions, the numbers that when it comes to the boxing fans and the people, all that. What's going on? Big Blunts and Boxing in the building on the Friday, man. Salute to you.
Salute to you, man. Big Blunts and Boxing. Y'all know what's good, man. OG, you can hear me?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
Good, man. Listen, great show today. Great live stream last night, man. Oh, Lord. We need to...
I know what you about to say. We need to have that all the time.
Hey, we need to do that more often, man. What in the hell? Hey, Chaos caught a body last night. I ain't mean to get off topic and nothing like that, but man, I was dying. I'm telling you, it was amazing. I'm trying to figure out how to chop it up right now. It's so goddamn long. It's like 40 minutes. I can't cut it up, man. I gotta leave it how it is, but I'm trying to figure out, what I could add, man. Because I feel like Chaos had a convincing body right there. It was a nice display of verbal jousting, if you ask me.
Yeah, man. Like when you talking about filleting that, it's just too many fillets up in there, man.
Man,
so you're gonna have to take a talking point and put it with his talking point. I don't know, man. Then the way you do it, you put a picture in between that to give people the visual.
Exactly. This is gonna end up being an hour. Yeah.
Yep. This shit gonna be an hour-long video, man.
And hey, listen, and more people need to see it, man. The joint I just dropped the other day with the Bill Haney and the Devin Haney audio was doing the numbers. I'm trying to do something with it so I can get not only the traffic through to your way, but just so people can see what really goes on these smaller channels with these boxing. I mean, things get spicy no matter where you at. Big platforms, small platforms, But it was very super entertaining, And I definitely feel like a bulk of it was New York related. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It started
New York.
Yeah, it started off as
even though Chaos said, what does that mean?
Hey yo, it started off as I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and then it turned into I'm from the Bronx. I got 9 kids. Yeah, I don't want no trouble. I got 9 kids, man. That was crazy. Yo, good show last night. That's all I got to say, man. I like when you drop the link. I try not, I'm always pressing the link, so I try as of late, try to stay back, see what other people gonna do, jump on there, talk about and all that. Because I feel like I'm always pressing it, but outstanding show last night. Now I ain't want you to think, what I'm saying? I already knew you ain't had nothing to do with that. I was just talking shit, man, because I was like, man, there's no way this is happening right now. I said, yo, I can't believe my eyes, man. Like, yo, this gotta be some kind of, man, nah. But I knew it was. I knew it wasn't, but I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. These dudes is going in right now. I got 3 New York niggas on the panel. And Pop silent. Soon as Key leave, Pop won't start laughing and shit. Man, it was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that video and freaking move it all the way, clip it all the way up to the beginning of that, and I'm just gonna let the rest rock. You know what I'm saying? Take a little bit off the end and repost it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely got to do something, man. Definitely, yeah. Make it so it come up under the videos, man, so people can watch that, listen to it wherever they are while they driving, whatever. Because like I said, man, I'm trying to do something with it, but it's long as hell, man. It's so good you can't leave out. You can't chop it up, man. It's that you gotta have it all because they gotta.
What you could do if you're gonna split it, you can put like some little. Not memes in between of it, but people expressions to that. Like that.
Okay. Okay.
Put people's expression if something just dropped, it was fire that was said, put somebody's expression up there like,
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Instead of,
That's a
when you
good
get the
idea.
audio part of it, that's gonna extend that shit on out. But a picture, that's just short, straight to the point, and then get back to the debate.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah, man, as far as what you're talking about here, man, I mean, of course, I do feel like there's always gonna be this ongoing debate, especially as things move forward in the respective divisions. It's crazy because I feel like a lot of the talk that's going on is because of what Blue did on the Rise. As of right now, what he did on the Rise podcast going on, he basically started some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it transgressed over to different fighters, uh, to a different platform. It went to Twitter. It had these dudes, responding to each other, going back and forth over summer days. Just based off of what he spoke on when he jumped on the Rise podcast. And I don't.
But he
I
had
feel
said that
like
before he got on the Rise podcast. He said it before that. That's
he
why.
did.
That's why when he jumped on there, Javante said, "Okay, go ahead. No, hold on. Get to the point, man. What you got to say?" Because they had already heard what he had to say. They wanted him to
Yeah.
talk about it. They wanted him to talk about it, right there in front of them. And that's when he told them, "I said 3 people. I think 3 people can beat you." And that's when he said what he said, and Javante responded the way he did.
Exactly. And yeah, as soon as Tank respond, that's all people run with is what Tank said. And then now Shakur responding to what Tank said, and Devin want to say something, and then Billy, man, it's crazy. It's just crazy, man. But we it's one of them things where, Coach Malachi said we got to see these dudes fight. I mean, we could talk about it till we blue in the face, but at the end of the day, we got to see these dudes fight. And I definitely think after listening to the Bill and Devin audio that I don't know what'll happen with the Tank fight if it will ever happen. I think if it does happen, it'll happen at 140. And also the same thing with the Shakur fight. They said that I definitely think that as soon as Devin gets done with Loma, he's going to 140. He's not going to stick around and wait for these dudes to do what they got to do for Shakur to prove his name at 135 and fight who he has to fight at 35.
But why not,
Easy.
though? See, that's a whole nother debate. Why not, though? Because look at it this way. Shakur is a 2-weight champion, unified at 130. He can come up here and fight and get right in the mix right away. He don't have to wait.
Right. So let me ask you this then, because when I posted that video and there's some comments, I'm gonna pull them up now. There was I guess a discrepancy. We weren't sure if
What's going on, Chaos?
Yo, salute to everybody in the chat.
Hey, salute Chaos, man. Hey,
What's going on, Status?
World Combat, salute, brother. Chaos, salute.
What's the deal?
Big Blunts, salute, brother.
Salute. Hey, Chaos. I want what I'm saying. I had you winning a clear unanimous decision last night. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. A lot of these, YouTube dudes, you know what I'm saying? They see a dude like me, like a dude that just came off the street, you know what I'm saying, and says a couple of things to him, and all of a sudden they get defensive because they're like, well, I'm a YouTuber and I've interviewed this dude and I've interviewed that dude and I'm from the Bronx. Number one, nobody was talking about your geographical area and nobody's talking about what you did in the past. We're talking about what's going on right now. And, none of that has any relevance. So don't talk to me about where you're from and don't talk to me about what you did. Let's talk about what's going on right now.
Yo, real quick, Chaos. My man said, my man Chaos said, he said, tell me one legend that you interviewed. My man first name was Hasim Rahman Jr. hey, Chaos said, Hasim Rahman Jr.? I told you to say one name and you say Hasim Rahman Jr.?
Hey, that's like a wild dog walking up on a fresh kill, and that shit just bleeds.
The man said, you with Mickey Mouse, bro? You with Mickey Mouse? Oh, man, that had me down.
You see, the problem is I don't mind getting bodied because guess what? My reputation in these YouTube streets ain't on the line, and I don't really give a shit about my reputation in these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? These dudes, when they become content creators, you got to understand, anybody could become a content creator. Right now, I could drop 10 channels right now if I wanted to. They're probably not going to get no love, but I could drop 20 of them. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? These dudes have the mentality like, how dare you question me? I was with Buddy McGirt the other day. Bro, I can see Buddy McGirt walking down the street and just say hi, and I'm gonna say that I was with him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially if you get a pick with him. Yeah.
Yeah. So much love to Key. No disrespect. It was all love on my side. You know what I mean? But when you're talking to somebody and you're going at them, and the first thing they say to you is, you know where I'm from, you know where I did. Basically, the conversation's over, bro. Because nobody's asking you. You're getting into your defensive mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? And you really don't know how to come back with it. That's why you revert to these geographical areas. Like I said, the Bronx ain't helping you. Where are you from? Yo, bro, don't worry about where I'm from, because guess what? Where I'm from has nothing to do with what's going on between me and you right now. And like I said, there's no disrespect to Major Key, all the love in the world to him. We were on World Combat stage, and you know what? If we performed and it was a good performance, that's all that mattered. If I got bodied, so be it. I don't care. I'm one of those dudes that I don't care. If I got bodied, so what? I'm not gonna be huffing and puffing. And all right, man, there's nothing wrong with taking an L. Like, who cares?
He comes with the territory.
But I wanna address something.
All right, hold on for a second.
I'm sorry.
This is the first time I had Ill on here, man. Hey, what you got to say, Ill? You know what I'm saying? Salute to you pulling up, bro.
Oh, thanks, brother. No, we was talking about the 135 division. That's a very good division right now and in the future. We got a lot of different fighters that's coming up. Shakur done moved up. We got Andy Cruz. He coming. He already in America, so-called out here.
I can't believe you ain't mentioned that dude name, dog.
What's that?
Now we about to have a debate. Andy Cruz.
What about him?
What's his record, bro?
He don't have one yet.
Okay, then. Don't mention that nigga until you get a record. They're going off Olympics. We going off the Olympics for real?
Well, we talking about the future. We talking about the future. The future of
what, dog? We already know.
The future of 135. They gonna be all right.
Check this out, man. Like, how many big names we have in professional boxing that did well in the amateurs and didn't do shit in professionals?
Yeah,
so you think he's going to be able to emulate the same shit he was able to do in the amateurs?
The boy got skill.
So you think Shakur, he's going to be able to goddamn have that equalizer against Shakur the way he did in the AMs?
I wouldn't say all of that. I said he a next coming up star. I wouldn't give him that much.
The dude is 0-0, ill. He's 0-0.
This the future. I ain't talking about right now World Combat. I'm talking about,
How old is he again?
What, he 28?
So where he from again? The ill. Where he from?
Cuba.
Where he from?
Cuba.
So Cuba. If you say he's 28, he really 38. so he only have 3 years left in the sport, dog. He may be just arriving, but the dude 38 years old. He only got 3 good years in the sport, dog.
Hey, yo, Combat did this to me too when I brought up Andy Cruz, and I said he was gonna make his way over here, because they were saying that back in the summertime, man. I said, look, Keyshawn gonna have to worry about dude. I mean, look, he beat you twice, man. You know what I'm saying? And I see what you said.
Oh,
for
it
the
was
future.
Keyshawn. My fault. I said Shakur. It was Keyshawn.
Yeah. Keyshawn.
Look, Keyshawn has gotten better, dog.
Yeah, Keyshawn decent. I mean, he growing every fight. You could tell. We gonna see next week what he got in the arsenal. They got another. I mean, the boy is moving in the right direction. That's what I'm talking about. The future, like the Floyd Austins and all of that. We got some other competition to at least get ready for why the big boys gonna do their thing, move up.
Yeah.
Shakur gonna probably take over 135. See what Tank do. The sky's the limit for the boxing.
If they give Cruz, bro, on his second professional shot, if they give him a shot at freaking Keyshawn, wow. Top rank is really, who is he signed to, first of all? Who is he signed to?
They say he's gonna be with PBC.
Oh, here we go. So we probably won't see him fighting Shakur Stevenson for a minute then. I mean, not Shakur, Keyshawn for a minute.
Keyshawn. that's a huge fight to try to build around, considering where they came from.
God
We'll
damn.
see, but it's a lot of Cuban fighters on the PBC side of the street, so or whatever they call it. But it's a lot of Cuban fighters over there, so he'll probably feel more comfortable over there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. I hope he everything they say he is. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I think me and Showtime might have been talking about that. On the weekend, Shakur was fighting Hobson Conseo. His name popped up and everything, and people was talking about him coming over here, and the success he had against Keyshawn Davis and stuff. But I'm telling people, Keyshawn done changed, man.
Oh yeah, he showed signs in that fight that he had more power than him. He could have got him out of there
Yeah,
if it was longer.
yeah.
In that
Mm-hmm.
in the Olympic fight they had. I mean, you could tell, but it's still a talent that he got that can match a lot of different style make fights. So you make a lot of good, valid points about him. We'll have to see, and a lot of fighters that was Olympians and all of that stuff. We're gonna see with Lomachenko and see how this run gonna go out.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Devin get Lomachenko, close him out for real. Cause man, I'm telling people, he go ahead and beat Vasil Lomachenko. He's on a whole nother level. He did more than Tio, in my opinion. I'm just saying, at lightweight division, he would have did more than Tio. It'd be neck and neck. It'd be neck and neck, in my opinion. Because
Yeah,
Vasil was on a pound for pound list when Tio beat him. Vice Devin getting him when he don't have no belts or nothing like that, and coming off two common opponents of Tio. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It's interesting for the future.
yeah, but in the future, nobody gonna recognize Loma after he get beat by Devin because
Yeah, I feel
he
you.
only have a little record. It's a little
Yeah.
record with 3 losses on it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still gonna gather more if he want to fight Shakur or something like that. He'll probably want to move in the direction of a George Kambosos, something like that,
Damn.
after he lose to Devin.
Wow. Okay. That's good
I mean,
points, bro. We'll see how that works, man. For real.
where else
That's
you
Yeah,
gonna
very
go?
good
combat.
points.
I think you're right, combat about it being neck and neck, um, which would be, which I would think would be the reason why Bill and them are so pressed to fight Tio, because they know after they get through Loma, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a neck and neck, and they're gonna have to settle it by fighting each other. So I mean, I see what you're saying there, and I definitely think Shakur and Devin will meet up at 40. I mean, all these dudes that Devin should have fought at 35, I think he'll see him at 40, man. Um, but then again, he'll have a little bit of the advantage being at 40 before they was, but uh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see if Devin is gonna try to work out fighting any of them dudes at 35 while he's at 40 instead of.
You went out, bro. Hello? You went out for a minute, Blunts.
Yeah, my fault. I was saying I'm curious to see if Devin's gonna fight. Like if he'll, take any catch weight fights or, fight anybody at 38, 39, whatever, once he moves up to 40 instead of going to fight for belts at 40 after he fights Tio. You know what I'm saying? Or if he'll
Well, he
just
has all the
completely
belts.
disregard. I'm talking about at 40. If he completely
Correct.
disregards everybody, and I think I meant to ask you a question about them comments too. As far as Shakur, they said Shakur wouldn't be able to go up and fight immediately for a title at 35 because he lost the belts on the scale at 30. And they said Devin would be able to go up to 40 and contest for a title because he's undisputed and hasn't lost the belts on the scale at 35. You know anything
Okay,
about
so
that? Is that correct?
okay, so like I just mentioned earlier with Javante Davis, he fought Francisco Fonseca. Then he went up there and he lost his IBF title on the scale, and then only about 8 months later, he stepped in there with Jesus Cellular for a WBA title. He lost his IBF on the scale, and then they give him another title shot. So I know that's different than what you're asking me, but to be honest, I'm looking at boxing in a way as who you connected to. Like Devin, he pretty much decided to move up just like Crawford did. He can go any route he want. He can goddamn get the title shot immediately. But for Shakur Stevenson, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know, man. It depends on who you connected to, because how would something so small affect a fighter moving up and getting a title shot? How can that be so small? Like, he was the WBC and the WBO titleist. So
but I thought he gave up the belts before he lost them on the scale.
Well, it kind of didn't like have any separation there. Like, it was gonna happen. Like, you're trying to say he vacated the belts before he actually took the penalty? No.
Right.
He lost them motherfuckers, man. Like, he couldn't make the weight. He didn't even reweigh himself for the weigh-in. So it's pretty much he lost them on the scale. You know what I'm saying?
And the WBO was his only way to get to the 135 belt.
Hey, like I said, it's all about who you connected to. We say that might have been the only route, but we see people take different routes and make it, you know what I'm saying, and still get the shot. I don't know. That's a good question. You know, just because his belts was lost on the scales, he doesn't automatically move up 35 and get a title shot. I don't know, man. Because, like, say for instance, the ranking system. You ask yourself, how are these people moving up the ranking system and others aren't? It's all about who you know. What did Jaron Ennis do to move up the ranking system the way he did? Who has he fought to move up the ranking system? Nobody. Nobody, dog. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, man. But I will find out.
Got a point.
I will find out, though. Hey, Chaos, man.
Talk to me,
You
brother.
there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I just want to, you know, that's the first time having ill status on the freaking panel, so I just want to see what he had to say.
So now,
You know what I'm saying? Hospitality and everything.
and we're going to speak on that.
I appreciate it, brother.
We're going to speak on that right now. Now, you see what just happened on this platform, Ill. Now, here you have combat, right? And now I'm a regular, right? But even though I'm a regular, and I'm even going to put it out there on a higher level. I'm a regular, and I've donated to the chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've put time and money into it. And you know what? Combat is the type of individual that stands so much on his square that he's like, yo, bro, even though you're a regular, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to extend this hospitality because this is my home. This is my castle. And everybody gets treated equal. This is how it's done on these sides of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Ill, I welcome you. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to see you around the way. But just
I'm always in here, brother. I appreciate y'all. I'm always listening to y'all.
Just know that that's how combat does. Combat has no problems with shutting anybody down. It don't matter how cool you are with them. It's black and white. There's no in between.
No, I already know. I listen. He'll tell you. I'm already in here.
He'll been in the chat plenty of times.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
But what I wanted to be known. You know what I'm saying, to everybody. You know that nobody is more of a straight shooter than World Combat.
Yeah, I
appreciate that. And freaking Chaos be donate behind the scene too. So he you know, people be donate to the cash out, man. He a real one behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So
when that shit
happened.
Not that money has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying
I understand.
how much of a stand-up dude Combat is, because on other platforms, you would have got shut down. On other platforms, it would have been like, no, that's my man right there, and he be keeping the lights on, so you know we're gonna let him talk, and you gotta wait your turn.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true. But yeah, man, that's gonna be interesting. That's a good question, Blanche. Real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, please, if you could. Yeah, my fault. I was just gonna say if you be able to find that out for me, because from like I said, I listened to the audio with Bill Haney and Devin Haney when they jumped on the panel and shit. And
What
it
panel you
seems
talking about?
they was on I forgot what you
They
call
was on
dude.
Skid Mark's panel, right?
Skid mark, that's what you call them. Yeah. Skid mark. That's yeah. They said they were saying that they wasn't too sure about how the sanctioning body shit work. I heard that shit. I said, man, y'all working for the man, and y'all don't even
See,
have a
now you
clue
know I
about what
wasn't
really going
bullshitting.
on.
I don't know,
I
dog.
said, man, that's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know how that goes. I know if you connected to certain people, they can move you up to certain places. Like, you know what I'm saying? What did Danny Garcia have before he moved up? I mean, look how high he up in the rankings. I mean, come on, how does that work again? How does that work?
Right.
Look, if you guys want to know how the sanctioning bodies work, all you got to do is Google Robert Lee, IBF. The FBI did a sting operation on him, and he got busted on a wire taking money. That's a fact. Cedric Kushner did a tip to the FBI, and everything culminated from the Axel Schultz George Foreman fight. I'm not talking shit. You could actually Google it. Bob Lee. He was the president of the IBF.
Damn.
And I'm surprised, you know what I'm saying? That you know, you got these so-called huge channels who swear they know everything, but they're always talking about Suleiman. Right now, go to Google King and put Bob Lee, IBF. He was taking money. And the one who dimed him out was Cedric Kushner. Because Cedric Kushner was pissed off, you know what I'm saying? And they actually they had a sting on him. The feds did a sting on him. And they have the video. The video is up. You know those black and white grainy videos of Bob Lee taking money. And that's how you know how these sanctioning bodies work. That's why when Roy came on the scene and he was doing these huge things, he was saying, yo, fuck these belts, fuck these belts, fuck these belts. Then Floyd came. It was like, yo, fuck these belts, fuck these belts. They don't mean shit. Why don't they mean shit? Because there's corruption involved. And you always ask yourself, well, where the hell did this guy come from? Who's he? I never heard of him. People are getting paid.
Yeah, Carlos Ocampo, where they come from?
And you can just Google it. I'll say it again. Bob Lee, IBF, FBI sting, and it'll all come up.
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman as a recent. Good point. Real good point. Keith Thurman comes out of nowhere and get mandated to fight Arrow. Like, what? How does that happen, man? That's the wild part about boxing, for real. So what's y'all take on, Devin and Gervonta? Who you think the better fighter?
Overall, I give it to Devin. Even though Tank do got boxing skills, that's not really looked at and assessed by a lot of fans because he got knockout power, of course. So, they care about the knockout. But Devin got good defense on top of that. He's smart. He aware. He know how to stay in his range. He's very smart, by the way. And he know how to not get baited and the stuff. He can nullify punches.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Finish.
He can nullify punches.
Did you hear what Gervonta? I was going to ask you, did you hear about what Gervonta said on the Rob podcast? He said, how is Devin going to keep him off if he don't have any power? How he going to keep, me off of him if he don't have no power?
Well, I hope he willing to take some punches because he throw out a lot of punches and he got a great jab. Stiff. He ain't busting people up for no apparent reason. And before the surgery, he was knocking people out just like that, young man. But at this present time, he better be willing to take a lot of punches and move a lot because he's going to be in for a long night. I mean, what he used to is not going to happen in that fight. So what's going to happen when he got to think?
You talking about he being Gervonta, right?
Tank, yeah.
Okay.
Tank don't have to think a lot. He just got to set up, and he's not going to be able to set up Devin and Shakur. So he got to think. and we'll see the better form of Tank, or we'll see a frustrated fighter.
Interesting. That's why it's always difference of opinions on this in this universe, this YTC universe, man. People think, what about y'all, Blunts? Chaos. What y'all think about that?
I definitely feel that Devin is a more cautious first type of fighter, but Tank said it best, bro. Tank said it, bro. How you gonna keep me off of you? It's basically the same thing Deontay Wilder said. Yo, you got to be perfect with me for 12 rounds. I don't have to be perfect. And a lot of people were talking about Tank, like, oh, he's losing rounds. He's always taking losing rounds. Yo, it's up to the fact that people are saying that Tank does that on purpose because he's just computing what's going on. Once his brain computes what's going on, then he goes out in the attack and already know what he does. And they talk about Cambosis, taking all these shots and his face being a bloody mess. Well, yeah, he was a catcher's mitt, but he got no crack. He's another one that can't punch. So he couldn't hurt Devin. Javante Tank Davis is a whole different type of animal. And Javante said it best. How you gonna keep me off of you?
Yeah,
On that
I
I
agree with
rest.
that. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But I mean, I think Devin don't get a lot of credit because for his power. I mean, I think we said this before. I said this before. He don't got that knockout power, but he has power. You know what I'm saying? Different types of power, stinging power, sharp pain power. You know what I'm saying? I think he has that, but um, I think Tank has the ability to get around that. You know what I mean? Tank, when when you match it all up, footwork, speed, timing, boxing IQ, and ability, ring generalship, I think it's very evenly matched. And I don't see how Devin will be able to, a taller fighter jabbing downwards, he might hurt his hand, he might not. Tank can move around that shit. He can see, body might be open for Tank. I don't know, man. I don't see Tank having a tough time with too many of these dudes, and even Shakur, man. I think Shakur against Robson Conceição, everybody was saying, he was low blow.
Yo,
Yeah. I had a call coming in. My fault. It did seem like Shakur's punches were straying a little low. I mean, I don't know. Shakur, I'm not. I don't see too much footwork. Not to say he doesn't have it, or not to say he's not. He's got incredible defense, but it seems like he has incredible defense while he could just still stand in front of you. It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I see great defense, but I see footwork. You know what I'm saying, with a lot of the other elite fighters that I don't really see in Shakur. You know what I'm saying? As far as moving around the ring and all that, I feel like Shakur could stay in front of you, and you still won't really be able to get off on him. Like, so I don't know. I think Tank just has several tools more than these dudes that he's talking about, that we've talked about. And I don't know. I see these dudes having a tough time with Tank. You know what I'm saying? A tough time with Tank. My man Chaos been bounced out.
oh, that's not to say that they not gonna have a tough time with him because he not one dimensional, and
Right,
they
right,
not either though. But the difference is he have he have top tier talent and everything, and they just really great at the things that they do,
right.
and that's what Devin and Shakur. So that's what makes it a good matchup. But Tank got some issues too because he ain't never fought them.
Yeah,
He
and
have to
that's something
figure
I
them
don't really
out.
hear.
He'll have to think about what if Devin want to move around more than Tank willing to. He got to use a lot of energy. It's a lot
Yeah,
that comes into a fight like that. When you're a smart fighter like Devin, you got to think about how you gonna beat him when you're not getting your shots off like you want to.
facts. I just seen the message Chaos left, man. Much salute to you, Chaos. Chaos. Good shit last night, bro. That shit was.
That shit was incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Chaos. I got mad love, respect for that dude, man. Love his energy, man. That energy is real raw.
And that look that just came up out of nowhere. Like it seemed like them two came to a clearing in the Serengeti. They came in a clearing and shit popped off. You know what I'm saying? They came into a clearing. They say it's either me or you. Okay, what we got going on?
Yeah. See, I think, man, again, man, that shit was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think at some point Key realized that Chaos. I mean, it was very clear. The first time I heard Chaos, I knew he was a New York nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't get that vibe at first with Key until he actually said, "I'm from the Bronx." So that's when he said that, I said, "Oh yeah, this is some New York shit right here." I'm sure Key got you know what I'm saying, got hit that Chaos is from New York, and it became just a New York battle at that point. But
I think I'm the only one on the panel that knew what both of them was at, because I heard Major Key before, man. I'm talking about years ago, man. And I already know what energy Chaos is bringing. It just happened. I said, okay, I don't even know what I'm looking at right here. Okay, what's about to go down? And then all hell broke loose. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing, man. Still a beautiful thing.
Do y'all have faith in the Frank Martin, all the youngins is coming up at 135? Do you think one of them gonna get like an early shot at a pretty decent name?
Listen,
Frank Martin ain't young. He's 27.
Frank, hey, look, Frank getting ready.
Young. I'm just saying, like, they're gonna have to fast track him sooner or later. He got a fight coming up next month.
It's this
Against
one.
Michelle
Frank,
Rivera.
yeah, this one. A few weeks. December 17th, man.
Michelle Rivera is skilled. He got skills.
Michelle Rivera. Hey, he do got skills,
Rivera
but look,
does have skills.
hey, listen, Michelle Rivera do got skills, but he about to take this mean L. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man.
Damn.
He about to take a mean L, and it's bogus that who is he signed to? Is he with PBC and Showtime too? It's bogus how it's bogus how they doing him, because they you know what I mean, he does have great talent, but they setting my man's up to take this L. And
how they setting him up?
He gotta box him.
He got shit.
Because he just
box him.
My man just fought in October and went like 12 rounds. He coming back in December.
Hey, he
with
chose.
Frank Martin,
Look.
One of the
you
top
talking about,
moves.
you
You know
talking
what I'm
about
saying?
Xander's? No, don't do that, Blunts. Don't put him in one of the tops. Nothing. What?
How you talking about Frank Martin?
He went damn near the distance with Jackson Mariñez, man. Like, come on, bro. Like Frank Martin is not really proven like that. And then you talk about quick turnaround. Xander Zayar fought 6 times in 1 year, bro. It depends on, what you got going on. I know you said he went the distance, but they could have turned down the fight.
Yeah, but they believe in his talent, and he has talent.
Rivera does have talent, man.
Frank Martin in for a good fight. If he got the tools, we gonna find out for real this fight, because last time I checked, Michelle Rivera is no joke. So that's a good fight for him. They believe in him. I'm just looking at everything that's going on. They believe in Frank Martin, because I wouldn't put him in there if he didn't have the skills, and I didn't believe in him. Not against a fighter of that caliber. He's still somebody.
But I can see where Blunt's coming from, ill, for real, because he seems to favor Frank Martin a little bit in this fight.
Look, I think Frank,
due to his Texas ties, that Texas tea. You know what I'm saying? That Texas tea over there.
Look, I think with him just fighting in October, going 12, and I think if you pull up his box rec, a lot of his fights they go to distance. He has great boxing ability. They call him, what they call him, Ali and all that, but I think that's strictly based off of the looks. because the boxing skills, I don't get those vibes. He's a great boxer, you know. On the inside, I can see Frank taking that over. I can see him because Frank got angles. Frank could turn you around. Frank, you know what I mean, got nice defense. His inside work is good. It's gonna be the outside that's gonna be Michelle Rivera's his bread and butter. That's gonna be the money for him. If he can keep Frank Martin on the outside, keep Frank from getting there, he's got a better chance and he could be successful against Frank Martin. But again, we gotta look at who Michelle Rivera has fought. You know, again, a lot of his fights, they go the distance, and if he gets dudes out of there, it's not till later on in the fight where you got Frank Martin who can get dudes out of there early, but he can also go the distance like he did with Jackson. Get because with the fight with Marinez, he went back to the corner. Derek James gave him the instructions. He went out, made the adjustments, and he stopped him, he knocked him out, whatever. So again, man, I think, you know, Frank's had more time to rest, etc., whatever. He's a great boxer too. But again, Michelle Rivera, I watched several of his fights, plenty of his fights to see that his money is going to be on the outside, but he goes all 12 rounds. The power is not going to really be a concern for Frank Martin. Frank does have the power. He's better on the inside. You know, he just got to get past that jab. And I feel like Rivera going to dance around for a little bit, but it could be that, you know, he didn't have enough time out of the ring to prepare for somebody like Frank Martin, and he might just end up taking this L. I do not see Frank Martin losing this fight. I can see Frank Martin because, you know, it's already a discussion to have Frank fight Keyshawn at some point. Frank's already sparred, you know, top dudes at 35. Tank, he's sparred Shakur if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, Frank's on the right path, and I could see a Tank and Frank fight in the future. So yeah, I don't see any way Frank loses this fight, man. And I don't think they'd make it if they felt like he was going to lose. So, you know, just based off the records, based off what I've seen in the ring from both of them, I definitely see Frank taking this fight. And he'll definitely be next up. Next, I want to see Frank against somebody with some status at 35. I'm curious to see.
Confidence in Frank, boy, for real.
Well, he's a good boxer. To me, he's just a good boxer.
Good ain't great, man. Like, yeah.
Hey, Rivera ain't great. You know what I'm saying? Rivera ain't great.
You're right. Rivera ain't great. I mean, he did beat Dorno. You know what I'm saying?
Dorno, who fought Ryan, right? Ryan Garcia.
Joseph Adorno. Joseph Adorno was undefeated when he fought freaking Michelle Rivera. He was undefeated. He wasn't no slouch. But I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I see where you're coming from. I'm not high on Rivera. I'm not high on Martin. You know, it should be an interesting fight.
Absolutely.
Andrew say I'm rocking with Rivera on this one. Yeah, for sure.
Woo! We shall see.
But that's why I say
Floyd Schofield at what weight?
135.
Oh, Floyd is at this weight too? Interesting. Okay.
Man, I don't know about that dude, man. His dad His dad is supremely confident. More power to them in that. You know what I mean? I love the father-son duos. I love all of them, man. I think it's great to see father and son, you know, attacking something together, always with each other and all that. But his dad is extremely confident based off of what's going on in sparring sessions. You know what I'm saying? And
I know, man. I was gonna say, man, his highlight is sparring, dog.
Every time, if we crack these dudes in sparring, what do you think we're gonna do to these guys in the ring? I'm telling you, we want these guys. Come on, man. Stop it, man. You're gonna run your son into some real pressure. Talking all that, you can't pump his head. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess you gotta, you know, build him up and all that, and mentally just as well as you do physically, and as far as his record is concerned. But come on, man. Everybody, I don't know how many times I've heard it getting into this boxing shit, like deep into it, that sparring don't mean shit.
So you saying what the sparring was? The sparring was them calling out Devin, right? Or Tank?
He sounded like the pops
Well,
that
both.
called out all of them. Yeah, whoever he sparred that's elite, he called them out. Like I don't understand, bro. Come on, man.
I
Come
could
on,
sworn one of them that he was talking about he dropped or something. I don't know or whatever. Almost dropped. But you're right. He does
Devin.
be talking about sparring a lot.
Yeah. And that last fight, Golden Boy set him up with that little. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. But I mean, he's a stocky, little strong, smart kid. You know what I mean? Looks like a decent fighter, but he might get that. He might have that boots effect. You know what I mean?
What do y'all think?
Go ahead.
What do y'all think about the decision making of signing with Golden Boy though? Like what black fighters have they ever made something?
Hey, his pop said we went with Golden Boy because they gave us everything we asked for. They gave us everything, so that's why we decided to go with them. The top ranking on them, they weren't trying to give us what we wanted, so we went with the guys that gave us everything we asked for, and that was that. So I don't know, man. If Golden, I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. He with Golden Boy. Maybe B-Hop was just talking sweet nothings in their ear. Said, look, man, we'll let you main event your own card. Not this one, because that's what that was, right? That last fight he had, he main evented this strange ass event just to see him. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell Golden Boy got going on, man. I would like to see him, somewhere else where we know fighters are can possibly make something happen. I feel like this could be another. I don't know. People been saying Golden Boy got promising prospects with Munguia, Ryan, and I don't know. It seems like Munguia just recently declined to exercise his mandatory again, and it's like I don't see what Golden Boy is doing in boxing, man. I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. I understand, when you look at the trajectory and what they're trying to do with these fighters' careers, I don't see what they're trying to do. Like, what was they doing? Zerto was with Golden Boy, right? Or was that the Zone?
Mm-hmm. No, he was
what's up?
Golden Boy.
So what's up? Like, they just let these
a lot
fighters.
of people were with Golden Boy. Deontay Wilder back in the day.
Yeah.
Floyd
Errol
Mayweather.
Spence Jr.
Yeah, Errol Spence. I mean, a lot of people with Golden Boy. They just couldn't sustain it, bro. They had some big names with them, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't sustain it. Now they got these. Now, look, I'm just puzzled. I can't even speak on the shit because it's just confusing. I don't know what they do. The Jaime Munguia fight, it looked like it was just a big Spanish event. You know what I'm saying? And he fighting somebody. Like, I want to see good fights, man. I don't want to see these dudes held up. Virgil seemed like he the only one with real hope. Ryan, they called him an Instagram social media boxer for I don't know how long. Now he just now getting this opportunity with Tank, allegedly. If that fight will even happen, allegedly. So I don't know, man. I don't pay Golden Boy too much mind. I think Oscar and B-Hop, that whole duo just seemed a little weird to me, that they could really be getting shit done. But I guess we'll just have to see. But as far as Greg Hackett, you know what I'm saying? Greg Hackett out of Philly over there with YSM and all that said, they got some fighters in the gym who will stop Schofield right now. And Schofield is not like that. That's what they saying. So I don't know. Hey, matter of fact, Schofield and his pops was on Coach's channel. They did an interview on there, and I typed it in the chat. I said, I told him Greg Hackett said he got some smoke for y'all over there at the gym. And they tried to clown Greg, talking about his record and shit like that. Man, Greg saying that shit. Greg was like, man, his pops is a goofy, man. His pops just talk too much.
Yeah, it don't matter what the record is from a trainer. Some people are better trainers than they are fighters. That's just the way it is.
Like Bomac, for instance. I didn't know Bomac was a fighter until a couple weeks ago. Somebody told me Bomac had a fight. Oh man, I pulled it up on YouTube, seeing him getting stopped. Oh man, I said, man, that's crazy. But Bomac is a super successful coach. And speaking of Bomac, because here's a question I got. These dudes is fighting. He got fighters fighting on the same night. Y'all think he's gonna be with I'm sure he's gonna be with Bud for Bud's fight, but I don't know, because Keyshawn.
Not really. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think so?
No, because he might just be over there with the youngest Keyshawn and them over at Madison Square Garden. Because the
That's
last time he was out there, he was there for Keyshawn.
That's what I'm hoping. Because when last time I seen Keyshawn fight, and he got up there in the ring with Bo Mac. Right after he went back to the corner, got his hands unwrapped. You know what I'm saying? He had listened to Bo Mac. Bo Mac told him what to do. He went out there, he did it, and he stopped dude. So
But shit, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, because Bernie said he was gonna be over there.
Right, him and Red going to New York, and Bo Mac gonna be with Bud.
Okay, there you go. There you go then. Bernie's gonna be over there, so okay.
Good. Yeah, Bernie gonna be in New York. Damn. Yeah, cause I don't know. I don't even know who Keyshawn fighting next. All I know is Tucker's opponent, and that dude was supposed to be tall as I don't know what. I'm curious to see that, man. I'm also curious to see how Tucker perform, because I saw the sparring shot posted, and after watching his last fight, the announcers and stuff was talking about his left hand. He keep that left hand down. That's one thing that concerned me with Tucker. The only thing that concerned me with Jahai is that left hand. You know what I mean? He drops that joint, but he's been extremely successful. I just don't want to see, you know what I mean? Of course, I don't want to see nothing crazy happen because he don't keep his left hand up. And it was kind of the same thing in that sparring shot posted is, he dropping that hand, he touching dudes up, but that hand is down, man. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going on.
Jahai's timing, man. I see what you're saying about the left hand, but we all know that when it comes to, everybody's format for which they box, you know what I'm saying? It's all different for everybody. And his timing is crazy. Man, he's got different type of timing. He got that Pernell Whitaker type timing and rhythm of his opponent.
Yeah.
So he's defensively sound, offensively aware of what's going on, with where he want to place his punches. I don't know, man. People are going to continue to criticize fighters regardless, but he knows what's going. He sees what's going on in the ring, man. Whether his left hands is up or down.
And he's still working, though. He still got time to develop.
Yeah, he's
absolutely
tools in the bag.
Yeah,
hey, I'm curious to know.
Coming up.
Yeah. I think next time I see Shaw, I wonder if anybody already knows the answer. But I think I asked this before. I'm curious to know if these fighters that wear glasses outside of the ring wear contact lenses in the ring. Because I tell you what, I wear contact lenses, and I didn't, shits that hit my eye, and my contact lens then went, rolled up down there like it's about to go into the back of my eye, even though that's not possible. Nothing can go into the back of your eye. But it'll roll up there in the lid and all that. So I would think, fighters don't fight with contact lenses in for that reason. But again, how would you, depending on your vision, why would you go in there not really being there?
You got to look at it this way too, Blunts. Is he far-sided or nearsighted?
Very true.
What do you have to be in the ring?
Well, you got to be nearsighted. Dude, right in your face.
Okay. So maybe he wear glasses because he's far-sided.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? He might wear glasses because he's far-sided. Nearsighted.
Yeah, I was always curious.
Straight.
Even still, when you put your lenses and your glasses on, you see clear as day. So I don't know. I would think, me personally, I wouldn't want to see shit blurry, whether you close, far, whatever.
Well, I wear glasses, man. I wear glasses. I'm nearsighted, man. So the only time I really put it on, like when I was riding bikes heavy, I put them on so I can see far out and looking on, just like I do now. I wear shades. My eyes are sensitive a little bit, but most of the time when I'm freaking weighing my shit, it's because I'm driving. I'm trying to see way ahead. Nearsighted, I'm good. Like nearsighted, I'm fine. I don't need no contacts, no nothing.
Yeah.
But farsighted, absolutely. I need all that.
Yeah,
that's
man.
A good question, though.
For real, you gonna watch Kelvin Davis tonight, Keyshawn brother, on Pro Box?
Oh, I always watch Pro Box. Absolutely.
Yeah, Pro Box, and I think Hank Lundy fighting next week. Also, Hank got a fight coming back out, almost 40, still getting to it. Hank got a fight next week on the 9th, I think.
I think you're the only one that mentioned his name though. Real talk.
Probably.
Hey, everybody, you heard Hank Lundy fighting. You heard it right here from Blunts. In case you didn't see it on social media.
Yeah. Hank looking good though. He been over there in that. That's why I seen Greg Hackett Instagram. He been over there in the gym with them dudes in Philly and getting that work in. So I'm curious to see if they gonna revitalize him in any kind of way. But I don't know. Probably ain't too much hope for that.
Revitalize who? Greg? I don't think so, bro.
Nah, Hank.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know about that. I
Yeah.
don't know about that. They have what's his name over there too, man. The other fighter. Damn, I forgot the brother's name. I think he fight at 147. That Sean Porter fought. I forgot his name, man. They was trying to say he ready to get back in there, and Crawford can fight him and everything. I said I don't know about that, man. But his name, something took my tongue, man. Ray Robinson. They got Ray Robinson over there, right?
Shit, I wouldn't know.
I think they got Ray Robinson over there too. He's still a name, you know what I'm saying? He only has 3 losses.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, but I'm gonna jump up out of here. Hey, Blunts, I'll be back on a little later, bro. Appreciate
Yeah, that's
you
a
pulling
bad
up.
day. Appreciate you for having me, man. I'm gonna get back to it. I'll holler at
Yeah,
you.
no doubt. And I'll let you know when I get that video out. I'm gonna try to do it today.
All right, bet. Yeah, for sure.
All right, for sure. Yep. Pop on deck. What's good with it? Hey, man, everybody who pulled up today, as always, man, one love to y'all. Thanks for supporting the channel. Man, I appreciate you. Hit the like button on the way out. Continue to pull up when you get the notifications, man. I truly appreciate your interaction with the topics. All the cats that showed up. Chaos was in the building once again, man. You know what I'm saying? On the panel. Ill Status, Big Blunts and Boxing. Appreciate y'all, for pulling up on the panel. And the ones that's in the chat, you already know what it is, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.